Alright guys, so this is my first real tutorial video. So if I fumble over my words or anything like that, forgive me. But basically this is going to allow you to turn any 2D image, within reason of course, into a 3D printable model. Now, I don't mean you can take a picture of somebody's face and turn it into a full bust. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about things that are already relatively two-dimensional, but with depth. So, like gears or, words, different things like that. I personally have done it, and I actually did a silhouette of Liam Neeson from Taken. And basically what I did, I turned it black and white, heightened the contrast, changed the brightness settings, deleted everything over a certain brightness, kept everything under a certain brightness, and changed it all into black so that it was Liam Neeson's silhouette, and you can tell that it's Liam Neeson, so that I could 3D print a tag that says, "I don't know who you are, but if you touch my 3D printer, I will find you, and I will kill you." Offhand Taken reference. So, this trick, you can do a lot with it. There are different modifications you can do to make this trick even better. But I'm going to start with a drawing that I did in high school. This originally is a picture that I found just online somewhere. And I liked it, so I decided to draw pretty much a one-to-one version of it. So, first thing that we're going to do is I am going to Magic Wand tool. Oh, let's see here. Aha, that's what happened. I hit some buttons by accident. Alright. So, Magic Wand tool. Oh. Let's change that down to 50. See if that'll be... Nope. Let's go to 90. Perfect. Alright, so I've got the first one selected, so I'm going to go ahead and hit Shift and select that, and then continue holding Shift and select that. No, I don't like that. There we go. And then that, and that. That. And that. And what I'm going to do, so I've got everything selected that I'm planning on using. So now I go to my paint bucket and I've already got it selected on black. So I'm just going to paint everything in here. To be completely black. Oh, forgot that little guy. Let's go down to 40. Alright. So I've got the whole thing painted black. I feel like a Rolling Stones member at this point. So, here, let me... Here. And then if you will actually go back through and paint it again, it'll just increase the amount that you've actually painted. So this, the word Y, I had kind of scribbled that to color it so it didn't color in fully. But I am actually after we go through and delete this background, let me change that to 150, delete that background, delete, like that. Alright. So what we're left with is just a black and transparent version of the original image. So there's no color differentials to it. It's just the original image in nothing but black, and then the background is fully transparent. So what you can do at this point, what I like to do, and I'm going to skip over most of this, but I'm going to go ahead and get it started. You can go and get the lasso tool. I like to start around a corner. And you can go and clean this up to give it a much higher resolution so that all these little misaligned pixels and different stuff like that, all of that does not want, you do not want that to transfer into the 3D model. It just looks ugly, and not only that, but it's harder to print if this is something you were to print. And again, I'm not going to do like the whole thing. I'm just going to show you guys how to do it, because I'm not 3D printing this, I'm just using it as an example. So I've got that selected, and then I made sure to finish the lasso tool. You know, let me, well, still can't really see it, but I made sure to finish the lasso tool on the outside of the image, because otherwise it's going to delete the image itself and not the edges. So let me back out a little bit. Actually, let me zoom back in to show you exactly what it does. So right in here, that's where the bulk of what I went ahead and selected is. So as soon as I delete that, that's gone. It's cleaned up. And then Control D to deselect. And there are going to be pixels. But again, I would normally go through and blow the image way up. Go through with the lasso tool all the way around it. Takes about 10 minutes or so for the entire thing, depending on how intricate it is. And then that cleans it up pretty well for me. So at this point, after we do the lasso tool and we get it cleaned up as much as you want it, or as much as you care to do, we're going to go ahead and save. So save as, and then we're actually going to save it as a PNG. This keeps the background transparent and will give us the best result. You can do it with a JPG, JPEG, but I've found in my experience PNGs work the best. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Why so serious? And I do save that as the large file version, just because it keeps all of that work that I had done in cleaning up the pixels and making it look as crisp and clear as possible. Because again, that will transfer into the SVG that we're about to convert it to. And then from that, it will transfer into the STL once we go into Tinkercad. So here we are. This is my favorite way to convert files, convertio.co. It's extremely helpful. I'm going to go through and just select. Let's see. Yeah, I've got so much. Should be. There we go. Why so serious? So it's got it pulled up right here. So it knows that it's a PNG. So all I have to do is select what I'm converting it to. So you've got image, document, ebook, font, vector, CAD, and so on. So image, I can do SVG, or I can go into vector and do SVG. Either way, it's the same type of file. It's just two different categories. So I'm going to go ahead and select SVG. And those of you that have cutting machines like the Cricut, and I forget what the other one's called, I think it's like the Cameo or something like that, you know, those use SVGs for the machine itself. That's what it cuts the design with, is an SVG file. That's how it knows what to cut. So this is a tip you guys can use as well, just to make new SVGs. You can take a regular image and change it to black, what you want, change the rest to transparent, and then convert it to SVG. So I've got it selected. I'm going to go ahead and click Convert. And then it takes only a couple of seconds. And it's ready to download. Alright, so I've got that downloaded, and I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Tinkercad. And here we go. Here are some of my latest and in the process projects. Some have been abandoned, some have not been. But I'm going to go ahead and create new design. And then I'm going to go to Import. And then I've already got it down here showing in my download, so I'm just going to drag and drop that. And let's see. Let's go 200. Alright, import. And this will take a couple of seconds. I am using Tinkercad, and it is internet-based, so nothing is local to the computer itself. It comes in handy when you're using a different device. For example, I personally, I work a desk job, and I actually, when I've got a little bit of free time, I'll go into Tinkercad on there. So that's my favorite part about Tinkercad, is that it's completely mobile without having to plug everything into a flash drive and transfer it from one computer to the next. Everything's just there as soon as you sign in. So here we are, and see, that's one of the things I was talking about. That's one of the pixels down here that never deleted. So that's something that would have had to be cleaned up. But here we go. I mean, it's the same image. It's just a 3D printable version of that 2D image. You know, you can clearly see the Y, the So, and the Sirius, and you can also see that it makes a caricature version of the Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight. Now again, I did not go through and clean everything up. I didn't do anything off camera. I'm doing this pretty much all in one take. Except for when I had to switch programs, because my recorder won't let me actually switch programs while continuing to record. But yeah, I mean, if I would have cleaned that up, none of that would have been there. You know, different stuff like that. All of these, where it's just going to waste time on the printer going through trying to get all of those different edges, that wouldn't have been there. But again, I'm not 3D printing this. I'm just using this to show you guys the process. And it's serving its purpose pretty well. So that is with a drawing. You can do the same thing with an image you pull from the internet. I'm actually going to pull up, let's see, my favorite band of all time since I was 2. I know I'm young, I'm 23. But let's say I want to do this, and that's already a PNG. So I can actually just save that, and then go back to Convertio, choose File, let's see, it's not going to want to show me. Logo, Lincoln Park. There we go. And then turn that to an SVG. Convert. Download. And then let's move this guy over here. Import. And there we go. So that is, since that was already a PNG, all the lines are already crisp, clean, no issues there. So that's just a perfect Lincoln Park logo. I didn't really have to do much, and here we are. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will do another video on how to create silhouettes that can be 3D printed. I mean, that's fairly simple as well, mostly using Photoshop. Again, everything I did in Photoshop, at least for this, can be done in free photo editors. I just happen to have a copy of Photoshop, so I might as well use it since I've already got it. Well, I hope you guys enjoy, and happy 3D printing.